Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to another workout. Day 3 shoulders. You can follow right along through this or pause as you need to. Alright everybody, the exercises we're going to be doing today are the standing military press, barbell shrug, dumbbell lateral raise, and bent over rear delt raise with dumbbells as well. First exercise will be the standing barbell military press. Let's get it. Alright guys, you'll notice here that I'm not using the rack to set the weight down on as I'm doing the reps. That would be a military rack lockout. You want to drive with your back in a neutral position. Again, lower back arched, chest poking out. You want to bring the bar down till your upper arms are a little lower than parallel to the floor. Drive back up and do your best to lock out your elbows because that is a complete rep. You want to get a full extension, come down slow, and explode up. Again, for anybody new, these clock icons mean that's time for you to take your rest in between sets. And I will do my best to get as many angles as I can on each exercise so you can get a good picture of how you should be doing it. You'll notice I have my thumbs not wrapped around the bar. It feels like I get a little better press this way, but that is completely a personal preference. Now normally I do a military rack lockout, and I decided to switch to a regular standing military press today for your guys' enjoyment. You'll notice I get a little stretch in between some of my sets because my shoulders stay tight with the type of work I do. We will dive into some stretching exercises and some stretching videos after I get this first workout split recorded and uploaded. You'll notice my body, I have a little bit of body English there to drive up off the bottom, and that's okay. When the weight gets a little bit heavy for you, it is okay to cheat slightly in most cases. Now, you don't want to cheat on every rep, on every set. At the end, to get a little bit extra out of yourself, it's okay to use slight body English. You really don't want to cheat, but it's okay to use a little kip at times or a little sway just to get a rep or two more out of yourself. Now I know this angle isn't the most flattering of the lift, and you can see the squat rack is tight up against the wall there, so I couldn't really adjust the camera too much, and I did only do a set of 2 here, because the night before I was up and I was editing the back video for you guys, and I was up too late and I was super tired this morning, and I'm up late now, super tired editing this, and this is our next exercise, which is the standing barbell shrug. Again guys, you'll notice I'm using the wraps because I have very poor grip strength. This is not recommended. I recommend you go as light as you need to grip the bar without any assistance until your body gets to the point where there is no stopping the fact that you need some assistance on holding the weight. Another thing I'd like to point out you'll see me do a lot of times is play with how wide my grip or my stance may be. Some sets you'll notice I grab the bar a little closer to the middle, I'll go a little wider to the outside. And that's because every little variation helps you work a very little variation of the muscle. So don't feel that you're stuck holding the bar in one place at all times or standing with your feet so wide at all times. You can always play with your stance a little bit, play with your grip a little bit, do what feels good. And remember, change is what you need when it comes to building muscle. You have to keep your muscles confused, but that doesn't mean you switch every day all the time. You make subtle changes, and you got to stick with one thing for at the least, I would say, a month or two. and then that's when you make bigger changes. Now the camera really didn't get a good shot here, but I kept the video anyway so you can catch my lower back work, well, my lower lats working, and you also work your back on this movement. I know a lot of people that like to do the shrug on back day. I prefer to do it on shoulder day. Here you'll really get a good picture of my lats working, and when you're doing this exercise, you want to make sure you are bringing your shoulder, you want to pretend as if you're bringing your shoulders up past your ears. You want to drive your shoulders up as if you were shrugging, like saying, I don't know what's going on, shrugging your shoulders up, except you want to keep them straight, locked in place, and drive them up as high as you can, and even pause for a second at the top, as I did there. You'll notice I'll switch that up too. Sometimes I'll do a couple reps to get the blood flowing, and then I'll just hold. It gives you a real good pump, and it tears those muscles so they can grow. Okay, I couldn't get a fourth angle on this because I was so close to the wall, so you just do your set now, add your weight, do your set of 4, and we'll move on to the third exercise, which will be the dumbbell lateral raise. This works the outside head of the shoulder, and what we're going to be doing is taking 2 dumbbells and raising them up to at least eye level. I start real light so I can give you proper form. You can have your elbows slightly bent, but you pretty much want them sticking straight out each side. You don't want to sway, you don't want to swing the dumbbells up. You want to use the side head of your shoulder to lift that weight up and slowly back down. Explode up, but don't sway. Slowly back down. You don't want to swing them up, you want to lift them up. And you'll notice I may do a couple more reps than the 10-8-6-4. That's just because I'm feeling it at the time, and there is nothing wrong with that. I apologize here, I was getting the dumbbells wrapped in. That's what took me a few seconds. Now you'll notice as I go heavier, my elbows bend slightly more. And again, this is one of those motions where you want to lift from the elbow. You want to pretend as if the weight is on your elbow and you're lifting your elbows up. That's how you really get good focus on the side head of your shoulder. And you'll notice I kept a little bit there, used a little bit of body English, and that's perfectly fine in most circumstances, just as long as you're not doing it every single rep. Don't mind my buddy there. This one you'll get a good picture from the back. I do believe I go a little bit heavier on this set, so you will notice that my elbows are slightly bent to support the weight, but you'll notice I am doing my very best to drive my upper arm up as high as I can get it, leading with the elbows. Up quick, down slower. Up quick, control the movement on the way down on every single set and every single rep of that set. As we keep moving along, I give you guys one more side view, and this is where you'll really get a good picture of how you can have your elbows slightly bent to go a little bit heavier. Lateral raises is not something that you want or need to go heavy with. It is a good exercise to go with a lighter weight and do more of a high rep scheme, but I still work it in with a 10-8-6-4. And again, this is just the bare basics of what I think is a good, well-rounded workout routine for the average everyday person that's a beginner looking to get into the gym. Our fourth exercise here will be the bent over rear delt raise, which works the back head of the shoulder, and you're going to use dumbbells for this as well. Now you'll notice here that I set up a bench pretty low and I rest my forehead on the bench. I do my best to try to keep my back flat and in a neutral position, but it doesn't always work because I just like the feeling I get when I have the bench this low. I had to give her a little kick to straighten her out. I'm real anal retentive when it comes to things being straight and even. And what you want to do here is focus on trying to keep your fists at about your forehead level. I know it doesn't look like I am here as I go up, but that's sort of just the natural movement of my shoulder. You want to try to keep the weight focused and your hands about eye to forehead level the whole way through this movement. You want to travel on that plane of motion. You want to draw those elbows back, again pulling from the elbows, and you want to go wide. You want to bring those dumbbells out as wide as you can before you start the lift from your elbows and draw them back. You'll get to see that here when I do a front or rear. Right here from the front you'll get to see it. What I attempt to do on every rep is go out wide and then pull the elbows back and in, and really squeeze the top head or the back head of that shoulder. And in future videos I will be giving you add-ons that you can just add on to these workouts if you have the time, or you can rotate them in. Again, this is just a well-rounded workout for the average person that is a beginner looking to get into the gym. This is actually almost the exact split that I did that got me completely hooked on lifting, got me a lot bigger, got me a lot stronger, and got me addicted, definitely. Here again, you'll notice you want to come out as far as you can and then draw those elbows back and in towards your shoulders. Doing your best to keep your fist centered about forehead to eye level. Excuse me. Coming up on our last set, this is a pretty quick workout on shoulder day. I can usually get through it in about 45 minutes, and I tend to do supersets, which I will cover in future videos. Definitely on arm day, so I can get the video recorded in the morning before work and get it out to you guys. I will be supersetting on arm day, and I will go over what a superset is and how to do it right. And that pretty much wraps it up for shoulder day. Again, guys, be persistent. Don't let the gym beat you. Go to the gym and give it a beat down. Rome was not built in a day. I am sorry for not shutting the camera off here. I was BSing with my friend and I thought I hit the button on my watch to stop the video and it did not work. Again, please, if you're into fitness or video games, please like and subscribe. Subscribing is a big thing. I'm on a push to try to get at least 50 viewers in the next, or at least 50 subscribers, in the next few months. I do video game content as well, and I will be